fidgets. I didn't even know what those things were until 2 days ago. My brother has had one for about 2 years. I didn't know what it was called. It was just one of the things that spins that he was playing with, which I didn't understand. But a lot of people online have been asking me if I know how to build one or print one, and where do you get the files from. So I've had enough requests that I'm actually going to make this video for you guys. Where to download, how to print, and how to assemble to get it going and working. Alright, so let's get started. So the very first thing you want to do, guys, is of course you want to download the STL files for them. And where else do you go but Thingiverse? Everybody goes there for everything. Now, if I'm gonna make a fidget or a spinner, as they call it, depending on who says in what term, um, I'm gonna print a Destiny one because, as all of you know, that's the game I play. So I found some Destiny fidgets online. Here, there's somewhat of a cap on it, and the actual thing that's proportionally sized as well. Um, but I thought, hey, why stop at one? So I looked up another one, and this is what I found. I got another one. So I'm gonna print both of these for you guys and show you how to put everything together and what exactly you're gonna need and how they work. And I'll give you a very interesting background story on this of how it came to be. So with that said, let's go ahead and download these files. Again, there's two ways of downloading. You can click here, or you can just click on Thing Files and go ahead and click it there. And I'll go ahead and download it to your file. Let's do the other one. Now here, you'll need to do both. So I'll just go and click Download All Files. Okay. So with that being done, next thing we need to do is open up our slicing software and get these taken care of. Alright guys, now I think in most of my videos I leave this part out, but basically what I do is once I download something from the internet, keep in mind most files will not be in perfect condition. There might be some holes or stringing or wrinkles, whatever it might be. It might be imperfection in the STL file that you download. So what I do normally is I click on it, on import, I go to download, and these are the files I recently just downloaded. So I'm going to open the first one. There it is. All I'm going to do is go to Analyze, Inspector, Auto Repair All. Done. Once I'm done with that, File, Export, pick a name. We'll just name this A. And make sure it's an STL binary format, otherwise it will not import into your slicing software and be recognized. Okay, so let's save that bad boy right there. Next, let's bring in the other piece. So we're just going to click on Import, Replace, and this time we're going to pick this one here. Now since there's two pieces in here, we're just going to bring in the first one. This is just the cap. I don't know exactly what it's called, but that's what it is. Again, Inspector, Auto Repair, Done, File, Export. Let's name this B, Desktop, STL, Save. Go to the next one. We're going to go and replace. This time we're going to bring that in. There it is. Man, that thing looks sweet. Analyze, Inspector, Auto Repair, File, Export, C, Desktop, STL binary format, Save. Okay, we're all done. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and load this into our slicing software. Alright, so we're just going to click on Open. We're going to click on Desktop. There's A, B, and C. I'm just going to drag those three in here. And it's that easy, guys. So let's go ahead and take this and move it, and then we'll rotate. We're running a little slow today, guys. Sorry about that. Just gonna go and rotate this bad boy flat. Bam, there it is. It's too far out. Move it back. Now I'm actually gonna print 2 of these, so I'm gonna do one more. Okay. So put this one over here. And of course we're gonna have to rotate the cap as well. Where aren't you rotating? There we go. Straight down. Multiply. Give it another one. Then move. Let's move this bad boy right there. And we'll move this one over here. And let's bring that in a little. Alright, that's it. That's what we're going to print. It's going to take a total of 4 hours, but knowing Cura, it's probably going to take 5 or 5.5. Alright, so the settings I'm going to go with, we are going to go layer height 2, wall thickness 2, top bottom thickness 2, infill. Just going to do, on this one guys, we're going to do 100%. Because I want these as sturdy as possible. Temperature I'll leave at 2, bed plate of course 2, diameter, do I have to go over this? 1.75. The flow, we're going to do 100. Please enable retraction if you don't want any stringing. I am actually in the process of making a video on how to eliminate stringing, so watch out for that. Okay. Next, print speed. Print speed is how fast this is going to print. Travel speed is how fast it's going to go from here to here to here. So basically when it's traveling between the prints. Okay, make sure you have your enable print cooling. I am not going to put any supports on this, but I am going to leave a skirt. Okay, with that said, I'm going to save it. Let's just name it Fidgets. Save. And we are ready to rock and roll, guys. Let's get this printed on our printer. Alright, a little back history on fidgets, guys. It was originally invented to keep people with ADD occupied because they need to have something where they're constantly moving. So originally a father made this for his son to keep him occupied so he can be twirling this with his hand at all times. Therefore, he can pay attention to the tasks that were in front of him, like in school or learning or chores, whatever it might have been. But that was actually the backstory of fidgets and how they started. Pretty interesting. Alright, so now it looks like our printer is done. This is the end product, so let's go ahead and get this taken off and get a closer look.
Alright guys, so this is the finished product right here. We got 3 different type of fidgets and the caps that go on them. Now just to let you know, while I did print these out, I did not level the bed. This was my 3rd print after I had leveled the bed previously. And I realized the left side was a little bit lower than the right. So if you notice, this one here, it's a lot smoother than this one here, because this was on the left side. So because it was a little bit lower and the nozzle had to actually lay it down without being close to the bed, it didn't get a very smooth finish on that. While this one here got a very, very good smooth finish. Now of course these are just the infills I'm gonna have to take out. and clean it up, things like that. Even this one came out pretty well, I think. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's great quality. Just gotta cut these little skirts out here, sand it down maybe a little bit, and get it going. So that's the end products right there, guys. Good to go. And I'll go and get this cleaned up, and then we'll start on the assembly. Alright guys, this was our finished product when we got done printing. If you notice, this one I left the way it is. I didn't clean it up or anything like that. Just to show you guys what the before and after would look like. So that's what it was when it got printed. Now this is what it looks like after I have painted it and cleaned off the edges and all that stuff like that. Now, sorry about the mess on this one. This was my very first one that I cleaned, and I cleaned it at my buddy's house, so I didn't have the right tools to do it the right way. FYI for all of you guys that are thinking about using Dremel sets to clean any kind of 3D prints, that's a very bad idea. If you notice right there, I mean, it just killed this 3D print. What it tends to do is, because the Dremel spins so fast, it tends to reheat the plastic and you get a lot of blobbing. So it's very hard to take off. So I recommend just using an X-Acto knife or some kind of a blade and just cut the supports out that way. Makes it a lot easier. So this was one of the ones that we printed. This is what it looks like at the end once it's painted and everything. Now, one more thing, guys, back here you'll see 3 holes. Normally in a fidget you'll have these 3 holes. What it is it's like a counterweight type of deal. So when you spin it, it gives you more weight and it spins for a longer period of time. Those bearings, they're about $1.50, $2 each that go on here. So I thought, well, $1.50, $2 or nickels. This cost me 15 cents. So I just threw some nickels in there for weight, and it works pretty good. So I mean, of course I don't have the bearing on here yet, but it does spin pretty well. So this is just a cheap way, and given this was my first one, I didn't want to go overboard on it as well. This was another one that we had printed. This one, I again didn't do too great of a job cleaning the backside, but the front looks pretty good. The reason the bearing's already in here, it's because we were testing it out, and this is pressure fitted. Okay, so once this popped back into place, we had to hammer it back out. So I just left it the way it was, just to show you guys what the end result will look like. Now keep in mind, we are going to put the bearings on here. This is the assembly part, so you will get an idea of how to put this together. So this is the other one that we printed. This one doesn't need any counterweights on it. This one actually spins pretty good. Just a little bit longer, so it hits my hand right here when I spin it. Oops. So besides that, it spins pretty good, and that's what the end result we're going to go for, okay, at the end of the day. Now these are the caps that we also printed, and this is actually, it's up to you if you want to use it or not, but basically it slides into here, and that's what it's supposed to look like. I went ahead and painted these as well. The underside doesn't really matter how well you clean it, because nobody's really going to see it. So that was one of the ones, and also the ones that came with this. I went ahead and did these as well. Now these, if you notice, they're 2 different types. Okay, this one is just a straight flat, while this one, it's kind of curved. On how this works is when you get the 2 pieces together, you just slide them into each other like that. And then as you turn them, they're supposed to slide right in. So once you actually got everything in there, you just twist it on, and you notice inside it becomes one solid piece. Now be really careful with these types, guys, because actually, well, there you go. That's what ends up happening. It tends to break. So I've had 6 of these printed, and every single one after I take them apart tends to break. And I'll show you, because here's two right there, and here's another one, and these are the pieces that went with it. They work great once you assemble them and don't take them apart. They're perfectly fine, but if you try to take them apart, it's kind of like a pain in the ass to get it out. So I prefer doing these, and these are just half and half. So basically, when you put them together, they make one solid piece as well, and you can just glue these on, so when they're touching, it's perfectly fine. Okay, right there. All right, so these are the ones that we had printed. I personally wouldn't go with this route just in case I need to ever dismantle it. And on some of them, to be honest, they look fine just the way it is like this. If you can just do a great job coloring it in and sanding everything down. I like this so much. This one right here, I played with it for a while. I liked it so much that I went ahead and printed one more just to see if I can do a better job on it. Now, if you look at the quality from here to here to here, as time goes on and the more you make, the better I get at it. So this one, I cleaned it up pretty nice, painted it black, got the white little Destiny symbols in the middle, and this one I'm very proud of. It came out really good. I think I did a great job. I can't get that one. I can't wait to get it put together. Now the only thing I would tell you is these holes here. Okay, some of them are pressure fitted, or actually most of them should be pressure fitted, and it's kind of hard to get the bearings inside, but once you get them inside, you really don't want to take them out. But basically we're just going to take a hammer to it, and it should pop right in. And what we use for the middle, these actually, and just to let you know, my brother, he plays with these or uses these a lot. He's had them for like over years, and he's the one that helped me out as far as how it works and what you need to get it going. But basically you're gonna need this. These right here are just skate bearings. Okay, that's all it is. This is just one of the products, or one of the types that he had laying around at his house, so he let me borrow it for just demonstration purposes. But basically this right here, the middle stays still and it's the outside that spins. Okay, so when you're holding your fingers together and you spin it, that's how it works. So these are some of the things that you're going to need. Also, you will need a hammer. Okay, but because it's so late at night, I don't want to wake anybody up. I'm going to go ahead and use some pliers, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so these are what we had printed. I've got them painted. They're ready to go. And now we're going to go ahead and do the assembly on it. Alright guys, so this is the one we're going to go and start off with. So as you know, the hole's already been there because of 3D printing. The diameters have been there. Now on these also, like I said, I put the nickels all around, but normally these bearings are supposed to be there. Okay, but I wasn't going to spend $2 on each one of these when I can just put 5 cents and get away with it. Alright, so we're going to take one of these and we're going to pop it into place. Okay, that went on a little too easy. See, it falls right out. Now there will be times where you get stuff like this, and when that happens, all you gotta do is just take some of these Gorilla Glue and put it around the rim on this one. Okay, now don't smear it. What you want to do is get this little clean workmanship here. Gonna put some on here. And just slowly turn it around. Make sure you don't get this on your hand. Wear gloves if you feel safer that way. Now apply it to the bearing. Don't put it inside the 3D print. Okay. To do that, I'm just going to take this excess off. Alright, I'm going to take this bad boy right here. Just pop it into place. And we're going to give this some time to stick. Okay, so I'm just going to put this to the side for now. Alright, so this one's already been done. And like I said, all I did is just pop that sucker into place and it was fine. Okay, so we'll just put this to the side. But I am really excited about getting this one ready. And I even have a different skate bearing on this one. I went with a little bit of red just to give it a little pop. Now if you notice, when I try to put this one in, I do have a little bit of a problem. And that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be pressure fitted on there. Now normally you would put this down, put this on top, and take a hammer and just hit it. But like I said, because it's so late at night, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. But what I'm going to do instead is take some pliers and go ahead and try to clamp them on. This is a little bit more difficult to do, but I'm going to try it this way because I don't want to wake anybody up. So it's not a good grip. Actually, go and grab this paper here. Fold it over. Okay. Right, it's going in. So wrap this around. I don't want to damage the print. Again, you can take it, push it in a little bit. It's getting there, so you can see. Again, it's a lot easier with the hammer and a stable table. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Stable table. Okay, now it's not all the way in, so I can go a little bit more on that. There we go. There it is, guys. Now I'm personally gonna leave the red on this because I do like it. As you can see, works pretty well. Smooth. Now, but let's say you did want to add these little stoppers to it. What I'd probably recommend is putting some glue right there. Okay, so these are the stoppers that you can use. I'm just going to take my extras, pop it on, take the other one, there's a click. Now you just hold it together like so, and there it is. Magic. But I don't like these, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. And it's not gonna come off, but you can still use it. There it is, guys. Destiny Fidget. Amazing. Alright, so that's done. So let's go ahead and go back to this one
It still hasn't stuck that well, but we can go ahead and start on it anyways. So I'm gonna put this through, and this is the other one, the flat one. Once I put this on, I don't plan on taking it out. So we're gonna put this through so you can see what it looks like right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some glue to this one. There it is. And I'm just gonna go ahead and slide it right in. Just keep twisting it until you find the spot that you need. Push this down a little bit. Okay. Still a little loose because the thing hasn't actually caught on yet, but if you notice when I spin it, it spins a lot longer. Still going. You're hearing that noise because this part hasn't officially set yet and these are already sticking to my fingers, so I'm just gonna put these to the side, let it dry. But I hope this helped. Me personally, I would prefer to take the tabs off. I like the little red that it gives out on both of these. There's that one. This one hits my hand right there. That's why it just takes a little bit. Okay. So out of the 3 guys, I got 2 working perfectly. And again, going from here, which was my very first one, very shitty, this one to decent, to this one where I'm actually happy. So it does take some time to get this down. Alright guys, so that's basically it. I'm gonna put a link to this below. You'll find that there. I will leave a link to these 3 from Thingiverse, and the crazy glue or the super glue or gorilla glue, I'm not gonna put that link. You can just go to your Walmart and find it. To finish it off, just be careful with these, because this I noticed tends to work the best because it does just slide together. But if you want to go easier route, this would be the better way of going. Okay. This is my first one. I know it's not a professional expert that I've been making it forever, but as you can see, I had trouble with this one, got better with this one, and came out great on that one. So I'm probably gonna end up giving this to my brother as a thanks for giving me all the knowledge on these fidgets here. So yeah, that's about it, guys. This is the end of the show. Like always, good luck and happy printing.
If you like this video, give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Bye!